Better Call Saul is easily one of the greatest TV shows of all time. No, seriously, not only has it grown out of the shadow of Breaking Bad, it might have even surpassed it. And if you know anything about this wonderful series, you know that its charm lies in the little details. And now a noteworthy detail about our beloved Kim Wexler has come full circle. Keep watching to find out what we're talking about. First up, Kim Wexler's fascinating journey. Better Call Saul is a show with some incredible characters: Jimmy, Mike, Gus, Lalo, Chuck, Nacho, the list goes on and on. But not a single one of those characters can hold a candle to the incredible Kim Wexler. When the show first started, everyone was wondering how the well-intentioned Jimmy McGill would turn into the cutthroat criminal lawyer Saul Goodman. Seriously, the dude who went out of his way to help old people would soon not even blink at the idea of a child getting poisoned. It was a fantastic premise. But as the show went on, the writers realized that there was an even more intriguing question they could explore. What happened to Kim Wexler? After all, we don't really see Kim in Breaking Bad, do we? So what happened to her? Did she die? Did she go to jail? Did she leave the country? This one question has left fans scratching their heads for over 7 years at this point. We may need to wait for like 6 more episodes to find out her fate. But one thing is completely certain: Kim Wexler has been corrupted. Yeah, we know that sounds dramatic, but it's true. Once the moral voice of the show, she's now Jimmy's accomplice in his petty scams. She's almost directly responsible for Howard's tragic downfall and eventual death. In a lot of ways, she's even more ruthless than Jimmy. Over the course of 6 seasons, we have seen her slowly lose her way. The signs were always there, and now we finally reached the end of the road, and things are not looking good. If there's one thing that you need to know about this wonderful world that Vince Gilligan and Peter Gould have created, it's that your choices have consequences. Walter White let Jane die, and hell came crashing down on the city of Albuquerque. Hank was ready to sacrifice Jesse to satisfy his ego, and he died alone in a desert. Chuck sabotaged his brother at every turn, and he burned to death. So yeah, we seriously doubt Kim's going to get a happy ending. In the show's final season, we gotta look at Kim's past, which gives us a very important detail on what exactly makes her tick. Now we have the origin of Kim Wexler's signature jewelry. The 6th episode of the show's final season opens with a flashback in which a teenage Kim is being apprehended for shoplifting some jewelry. Kim's mom arrives and scolds her for stealing, but as soon as they leave the store, she flips the switch and instead praises Kim for stealing. In fact, Mrs. Wexler even rewards her daughter by giving her the jewelry that she attempted to steal. Now, here's where things get interesting. The jewelry in question are the same exact pieces that Kim wears throughout Better Call Saul. Mrs. Wexler's treatment of her daughter is a great example of terrible parenting. What she's basically telling a young Kim is that it's okay to do immoral things, and not just that, you'll even get rewarded for it. And this little scene explains so much about the Kim we know today. No wonder she's always been this comfortable with Jimmy's illegal ventures. No wonder she doesn't think there's anything wrong with ruining Howard's life. No wonder she finds pulling off scams so thrilling. She knows it's objectively wrong, but she also thinks that she'll end up getting rewarded for it in some way. So why not? Next, what did the director say about this scene? This episode was also Giancarlo Esposito's directorial debut. If you've been living under a rock, Giancarlo is the incredible actor who plays Gustavo Fring in both Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. And he had some very interesting thoughts on this flashback and what it told us about Kim Wexler. Giancarlo said that when Kim was first getting scolded by her mother, she was probably satisfied that she was getting that parental direction. But after they leave the store, she's blown away when Mrs. Wexler goes, "Look what I got for you." He also said that he thinks this one moment is directly related to Kim's decision to abandon her professional opportunity in order to help Jimmy pull off their D-Day scam on Howard. The flashback is showing us the origins of Kim's own criminal tendencies. She truly believes that she'll get away with just about everything without any repercussions. But alas, this is Better Call Saul. The repercussions will come. In fact, they already have. Because of Kim's actions, she sees Howard die in front of her very eyes. She she doesn't even get to celebrate her successful scam for a whole day. She will never, ever be the same again. Even if she somehow comes out of Better Call Saul alive, she'll never get a good night's sleep. Whenever she closes her eyes, she'll see the classic Lalo Salamanca smile. Whenever she tries to relax, she'll hear that fatal gunshot to Howard's head. This is completely on her, and this will consume her. It all circles back to the flashback scene where her mother rewarded her for stealing. If she had just reprimanded her daughter properly, maybe Kim wouldn't be in this position right now. And that's all about the latest developments in Kim Wexler's story. Now let's move on to some more related news. Now in other related news, Giancarlo Esposito starts a rumor about another potential Breaking Bad spin-off. Now that Better Call Saul is finally coming to an end, fans are devastated about having to say goodbye to this world and these characters. But wait, maybe there's another spin-off in the works? During an appearance on The Late Show with James Corden, Giancarlo Esposito revealed that he thinks a show exploring the origins of Gustavo Fring could potentially be on the cards. He said that Vince Gilligan once told him that it's not over until it's over, and he thinks that that means that we might get another spin-off. Giancarlo also said that in his mind, the show exists, and it's called The Rise of Gus. If we're being totally honest with you, we don't really want another Breaking Bad spin-off. While it'll be hard to say goodbye to this world, all good things have to come to an end. We don't want them to keep making stuff until they eventually run out of ideas. Plus, we already know everything we need to know about the origins of Gus. We don't need to know every single detail. Next, we have Bob Odenkirk on Walt and Jesse's return. If you're a Better Call Saul fan, you've heard the big news. Walter White and Jesse Pinkman are set to appear in the final 6 episodes. And now Bob Odenkirk has given us some very good news about their return. While speaking at the Tribeca Film Festival, Bob expressed that it was so good seeing Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul play Walt and Jesse again. But then he added, it's not just one time, and it was great. This pretty much confirms that 2 characters aren't just returning for a one-off cameo. To say that fans are excited about their return would be a massive understatement. In fact, the show has seen a meteoric rise in viewership ever since this news broke. As for us, while we can't wait to see the 2 actors reprise these iconic roles, we do wonder, how will they fit into the show at this point? With so much going on, how will they play into the storyline? Thankfully, we won't have to wait too long to get the answers to all these questions. Mark your calendars, the second part of Better Call Saul's final season premieres on July 11th. We cannot wait. And finally, Ray Seahorn talks about witnessing Bob Odenkirk's heart attack. While filming an episode of Better Call Saul's final season last July, Bob Odenkirk suffered a minor heart attack and collapsed in front of his co-stars Ray Seahorn and Patrick Fabian. Ray has recently opened up about this horrifying experience. She revealed that she was chatting with Patrick when she saw Bob begin to collapse, and they ran to catch him because they didn't want him to hit his head on the concrete floor. Then, they realized that something much bigger was happening, and the actor was getting a heart attack. The health team soon arrived, and the assistant director performed CPR on Bob and connected him to an automated defibrillator. It took around 3 attempts to regain a steady pulse, after which the actor was transported to Presbyterian Hospital, where he continued his recovery. Thankfully, Bob is doing much better now and is taking the necessary precautions to avoid something like this from happening again. We wish him all the best, and we hope he stays healthy. After all, he's a national treasure. And that's a wrap for this video. What did you think of the flashback to Kim's childhood? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.